I have no idea how I'm even going to get through the next few hours. I just don't understand. But yeah, the economy is shit. America is shit right now.
So yeah, basically we got another video, guys, on Americans are getting fired because the economy is going pretty much down the drain, and they know they're about to get fired because in the last video they was recording themselves getting fired, and these are more people recording themselves getting fired or their reactions from getting fired from this economy. So we're gonna be talking about this horrible situations that a lot of Americans are in. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because that literally helps out this channel more than you guys can possibly even imagine. And it is completely free to go ahead and hit that thumbs up on this video. What hurts you at all? It doesn't hurt you not one bit. And also, this video is brought to you by Moomoo. If you guys do want to sign up and get some free stocks, this is the platform I use right now. If you sign up, deposit $100, you could get up to 30 free stocks. That's how I got started inside the stock market. And with your uninvested cash inside of the portfolio, you can earn 8.1 cash sweep interest on your uninvested cash inside of your portfolio. So if you do want to sign up with Moomoo, that link is going to be down in the description. But enough talking, let's go ahead and dive into the video.
I don't know. To me, it's just kind of scary seeing all these people being laid off, because I think it's also going to incentivize companies in a way to tighten the leash, I guess, for lack of a better, I don't know, phrasing. And that may look like, actually enforcing the social media policy they have, or putting more work on people's plates because they know that this is their market and there's like thousands of people that need a job that will do what they're asking. And especially in certain industries where like layoffs are, prolific, like tech or obviously anything in the government now.
So yeah, basically people inside of the government jobs, they are getting laid off left and right because they're trying to cut as much funding in the government as possible. So if you have a government job, you kind of looking over your shoulder like, am I going to be the next? Like, you might not be doing anything wrong at your job, but they're just cutting funding at your job and you could be the next one up. So right now, a lot of Americans are living in a scary situation to where they wake up week by week, day by day, not really knowing whether if they're going to have a job the following week. So this is where I suggest a lot of people that's working inside government jobs just start applying for other jobs that have similar pay, similar benefits, maybe increased pay. Just start applying for those jobs. Apply for multiple jobs, even if you don't get it. Go in for the interviews. Just keep applying for jobs, so when that time comes where they are cutting budget inside the government, hey, who knows, you might even find a better job that pays more and you could take that job. But you want to find something similar to your current salary right now, so just in case something happened, you already have things lined up. In fact, if you do want to get out of that industry, you can, but you always want to have a plan B when we're in a crazy economic situation like we are in now. And like she said, the other people that's inside the tech industry, they're at risk too, because not only at you're at risk, even if you're doing amazing at your job, but if you're slacking, guess what? There's 1,000 other people that want your job. But that's always been the case. That's always been the case. That's nothing new. But what's new is that if you slacking at your job, they're going to replace you with AI, right? Let me know down in the comment section if you think your job is replaceable by AI. Right now, I'm a school teacher, right? ChatGPT catching up, man. I'm telling you, man, these kids are learning so much from ChatGPT. Some of them are learning a lot from ChatGPT. But listen, would I have a job this year, next year? Yes. Would I have a job in teaching 10, 15 years down the line? Probably not. I'm probably going to get replaced by AI. So, guys, even if you're doing amazing at your job, but the moment you start slacking and they're going to start to realize that they're paying you $60, $70, $80,000 a year per year, right? Or they could put $80,000 inside of this AI program, one-time payment that could last them 10 years. So they pay you $80,000 a year for 10 years. That's $800,000, right? They pay $80,000 one time for a bot that they could use for 10 years. They saving money. So not only that you're at risk of losing your job, we're in a crazy economic situation to where you could get passed up by AI, not just by another human. So you could get passed up by another human and you could get passed up by AI. So you are constantly at competition with your role. Now, it's crazy out there, y'all. Let's go ahead and continue these videos?
Well, second time in a year, almost a year to the day, I got laid off again, twice in a year. And what the fuck? What is anyone supposed to do? And they said, because of the economy is crap right now. So, we're gonna lay off a whole bunch of people again.
Yeah.
And I already was struggling so hard, actually low-key, to even keep the current roof over my head. And now I have no idea how I'm even going to get through the next few hours. I just don't understand. But yeah, the economy is shit. America is shit right now. I feel like there's a really big plan for them to, tank this so that we have to rely on other things, other people. It's fucking shit. And I'm quite frankly tired of it. I'm tired of my livelihood being in other people's hands. And I have no idea how to fix that, but I'm going to, because this is just wild. And I'm fucking angry more than I am hurt or sad. I am scared. I have no idea where any of my bills are gonna come from.
So yeah, she is in a situation where she got laid off again. So she's experienced though. She had a job, got laid off, found another job, which is very good for her, got laid off. But so then listen, she don't know how she's gonna survive the next few hours, which I'm laughing, but it's not funny at all. Sometimes I laugh in bad situations, but listen, it's crazy. So right now, if you currently have a job, they say that it's a very small percentage of Americans that have at least $1,000 in their savings account. That's not good at all for anybody out there, especially in this economy that we're living in. Now, what you need to do, even if you have an amazing job and you have no even a sliver of idea that you're about to get fired or that you could be laid off, if there are going to be cuts at your job, so what? You need to have a backup plan. You need to have savings, right? So the very minimum that you could do is have at least $1,000 in your savings account, just in case anything happens, because things happens all the time. Need a new tire, need new lights, need new windshield wiper. You need something, right? Something always happens. So you need at least $1,000 inside your savings account. Now, ideally, if you have a good job or if you've been saving for a while, ideally, you need to have in your savings 3 months worth of living expenses. That's just not going out to eat and like you need to have 3 months of food that you could save up, right? 3 months of food, groceries that you could buy, 3 months of rent that you could pay rent on, and electricity, right? So the house and food, all the other stuff, gas, clothing, shopping, entertainment, cut all that out. We're trying to survive. 3 months of rent, 3 months of groceries, 3 months of utilities, right? Have that saved up. Now, once you have that saved up, now you could be a little bit more comfortable at your job, just in case anything happens. If you get fired, you're not put in the same situation. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to survive these next few hours. You're going to be in a situation where it's like, dang, I got 3 months to find something. Don't have to be my dream job. Don't have to be the highest paying salary job. I have 3 months to find something that's just going to help me survive the next coming months until I get back on my feet and find the absolute best job that I could possibly find. So let's say you've been working inside of this construction plant, right? You get fired, you have 3 months saved up. You could quickly find a job at Home Depot, Lowe's, work there for a couple of weeks until you find your next construction job, because I know it takes a while for you guys to go through the hiring process and interviewing and everything like that. But you can find a job and still have 3 months saved up of your living expenses, so you don't go crazy having to worry to find how you're going to survive the next few hours. Now, one thing I can say is that you can't live outside of your means. If you make $100,000 a year, you can't be spending $90,000 just to survive on your house, car, no food, just to survive that year. If you're making $100,000 a year and you're spending $90,000 a year, you really only make $10,000 a year. Yes, you live in life. Yes, you're living nice, but you're living outside of your means. So just imagine if you lived in a smaller house, a more affordable car, and you make $100,000 a year and you're only spending $50,000 a year, you could save up $50,000 very, very fast. In just 3 years, you could have $150,000 saved up. You could survive for a while. You could survive for a very long time if you guys do not live outside of your means. So that's another thing that you guys could do, is just don't live outside your means. Downsize, maybe be a minimalist for a couple of years, a couple of weeks, anything like that. Something to help you save up a little bit of your money.
I'm being laid off from my job today. If you couldn't tell by my appearance, I have been crying all morning. I haven't even had my meeting yet, but I got a calendar meeting today from someone I've never spoken to at the company, and a bunch of other people did too.
And let me tell you, when you get that calendar invite on your Zoom calls and your Microsoft Teams, and you see someone on there that you don't know who it is, or they got HR behind their name, you about to get fired. I'm sorry to tell you, but yeah, you about to get fired.
I am recording this because I feel like a lot of people can probably find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So we will see. Maybe it'll be something positive. Maybe I'm not getting laid off, but I am shaking.
That does impact your position. Today is going to be your last day.
I've loved my time here and I'm very thankful for it. So I appreciate it. I did not think that that would be my last day. My laptop's not even working anymore for me to like save things like.
Oh yeah, that's tough. She knew she was about to get fired, and listen, you never want to get that Microsoft Teams invite, that Zoom invite with somebody from HR in there, because you know it's about to get your last day. But it's happening so often that we know that it's coming. She knew it was coming, and unfortunately, it's happening at an alarming rate.
So I just got laid off. I worked at Amazon for 3 years and left to work for a smaller startup business to take a risk for my family. I have a 5-month-old son and my family depending on me, and now we won't have insurance.
So,
Ooh, that sucks. Yep. Even people at Amazon, you've been working there 3 years, bam, laid off. But like, go back to the last video when she was like, I'm thankful I had such an amazing time working here. There's two type of people. There's people that say, oh, thank you, I had an amazing time working here. And then there's the other people that's probably me that be like, you know what? Fuck y'all some hoes. Like, why would you even do that to me? Like, why you firing me? What you gonna fire me for? I ain't even do nothing. Like, bro, there's two type of people out there. There's two people, oh, thank you for your time. And then there's other people that's gonna go off and be like, I hope y'all do this, and y'all suck and all this and all that. So there's two type of people out there. So I think I lean towards the second side.
I got laid off today. Okay, let me be serious. So my role was one of the thousands of roles that were directly impacted by the federal budget cuts. I think the thing that makes this harder than it normally is that I can't comfort myself by being like, oh, it's just a job, because it's not. Like, it's truly a symptom of a larger problem of what's happening in this country. Like, everyone is going to be affected. Unless you're a straight white man that's like in the top 1% of income, like, you're going to be affected. And it doesn't feel like there's anywhere left to go. Even if I do find a job, like, what am I working towards? Like, what? Like, why am I working for this country? Like, why am I doing work for this country? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there are any safe spaces left to go to, for lack of a better term. Like, there's nowhere to really, like, go. It just feels like it's such a, like, absolute destruction. And what makes it worse is that I'm one of the lucky ones. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have a family that would support me, but there's going to be so many people who are on the streets or worse because of direct impacts or indirect impacts, like whatever it may be. But it's just like, how am I one of the lucky ones when it sucks so badly already? I just don't know. Let me know if you guys have any tips on like how you're staying motivated in the midst of all this, because I truly am just.
So yeah, she hit it right on the head. the top 1% is probably the only people that's not about to get affected by this mass layoffs that's happening inside of America. The top 1%. Everybody else is getting affected. School teachers, they're getting rid of the Department of Education. That's going to cut budget in half, especially for lower income people trying to enroll into college, things like that. So everyone's going to get affected. I'm getting affected. You're getting affected. 99% of the people out there is going to get affected except for the top 1%. And like you said, it's going to be a lot of people that's not the lucky few that not going to know where their next meal is going to come from, but our next month rent is going to come from, because they're not going to get paid. And it's just this mass layoff. Not just, the economy's dropping. No, these people are getting fired left and right.
Today something happened. My boss sent me a text and asking me if I got a meeting invite for 9 a.m. this morning. Then we met, and then there's been like a lot of changes in our business. Then she said, unfortunately, your job has been impacted as well. So after 19 official years, 2 years as a temp, so 21 years at my company, I am officially laid off.
After I lost my
21 years at your company, right? And you're officially laid off. Hopefully she has some type of title and build some connections with other companies in her industry like that, so she could hopefully find another job. But listen, that's why I'm saying loyalty does not exist anymore. They don't care how long you've been working there, how long you've been knowing everybody, but 21, that's the problem. That's the problem. 21 years, you should not spend. The new thing is that, unless you had a lot of vertical movement, you shouldn't spend 21 years at a company. Every 3 years, you should be looking for another job to apply to that pays similar or more. You should be looking at another job to apply to that pays more. Every 3 years, either your job that you currently work at is going to give you a big raise comparable to if you was to go to a new company. But every 3 years, you need to apply for a new company at a new job that pays more. And you can even go back and forth between these companies for different titles if you wanted to. But 21 years, you should have multiple, like 21 years, you should have maybe 7 different job titles with 7 different pays. And throughout those 7 different companies, you got to know multiple CEOs and other managers throughout these 7 different companies. So if anything was to happen, you can say, hey, I know I got laid off at my last job. I'd like to come work for your company. They remember how amazing job you did at them. They'll say, oh, no problem. We would love to hire you. So yeah, I wouldn't spend 21 years at any single company unless you're getting vertical payment in that way, like vertical movement inside of that company like that. But if she got fired, I doubt she had that much vertical movement. So she should have been looking for a new job every 3 years.
dream job, I was unemployed for 10 months. And I cannot tell you the amount of times I would be talking to someone about that, and they would look at me and be like, yeah, losing your job, I can't imagine that, but wow, it must be nice to have so much time off. Time to really find yourself again. What I wouldn't give for an extended break from work. Yeah, bitch, me too. I would have loved a break. But when you lose your job pretty early on in your career, most of us are not at a place where we can then just be sitting pretty. I was spending every waking second looking for a job. If I wasn't looking for a job, I was feeling guilty. Your mind is working in overtime. The stress, for me at least, was worse than having a job. I am staying in a job that is making me literally lose my mind, just because I know that if I were to leave and not have something stable, I'd be more fucked than I am now. It is not a vacation. Kind of like a prison sentence. And you just keep seeing your bank account going down, down, down. Savings, what are those? Your confidence after getting so many job rejections also going down, down, down.
See, that's the worst, is that when when you finally do get fired and you're unemployed, and then you actively searching for a job and you can't find one. She's been unemployed for 10 months. 10 months. That's a long time to be unemployed, but it's happening because it's hard to find jobs out there. There's supposed to be so many jobs available out there, but there's so many people applying for those same jobs that, when you're applying online, your applications don't even go through. You literally have to know somebody in order to get a job. You have to know somebody that knows somebody to already get inside of the door. Because if you just applying online, good luck. You're probably not going to get that job. You're probably not going to get inside through the screening process. You have to know somebody that knows somebody to order and for them to even open it up. But 10 months is a long time. It sounds like she was doing well, but she seen her savings. Just imagine working so hard for so long and then your savings just dropping. That is so stressful, especially if you've been saving up towards something. Let's say she was saving up to start her own business, saving up to do a tour, saving up to do vacation, and then it just start dropping because, she got fired and she's been unemployed for a very long time. Yes, you do have unemployment benefits. And people are like, oh, you're so lucky to have some time off. It's probably the most stressful thing, especially if you have a family. That is by far the most stressful thing that you could possibly go through in your life, is to be unemployed, have a family, applying for jobs and can't find a job. That has to be so stressful. And then constantly having to take care of your family and watch your savings drop over and over and over again. That has to be stressful. Let me know down in the comment section, guys. Do you know anyone recently that has been fired, and how are they doing if they have been laid off during the unemployment era that we're in right now? Let me know down in the comment section, guys. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, because that helps out this channel more than you guys can possibly even imagine. And if you do want to pick up some free stocks, I'm gonna leave a link to Moo down in the description. But other than that, guys, I'm Zeke, bringing you dream bringing conversations, and I'm out. Peace.